Namaste all, hope you're doing well. Welcome to your practice. This practice will be part of our yoga series, which is a focused practice on the smaller movements that help to create a lot of freedom in the bigger movements of the physical practice, and also just in everyday life. So improving the relationship between different points of the body to create greater freedom. Within this practice, at the start of the practice even, we'll be focusing on the resonance breathing that encouraged inhale and exhale in and out through the nose towards an even count. The count that I will be encouraging you to work towards is a count of 5. We'll work towards there step by step. Please note, if you find it a challenge to any degree to maintain this breath, the longer count, it'll be counterproductive to what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve a regulation of the nervous system. If you're in a stressful state and you're forcing the breath, you'll be venturing into what we're not trying to achieve. So if you find this occurs, you find it's a struggle or a challenge, please revert back to a shorter count and build your practice from there. If you're comfortable being in a seated position, you are welcome to maintain a seated position, with your primary awareness of maintaining a lifted spine. If that's challenging to maintain for a few moments, especially as you're focusing on the breath, please choose a lying down position where you're comfortable and you can feel that the body is held. Take a few moments to adjust. If you're seated, sitting as tall as you comfortably can. If you're lying down, adjust the body to where you can feel that the body is held comfortably. No matter where you choose to be, eyes closed and the mouth closed. And if you're in a seated position, if you haven't already done so, perhaps you choose to adopt a mudra, a hand gesture. And when you've made all the necessary adjustments, take a moment to arrive, to really create space for your practice. Within this space you're endeavouring to create for yourself. It isn't a space of resistance or suppression. Instead, we'll just encourage a shift of our awareness from whatever is occupying your mind. Tune into your physical body. As you come to your practice, how does the physical body feel? Make a similar inquiry into the condition of your mind. How has your week been so far? How is that influencing the condition of the mind? And with this attuned awareness, we'll softly draw our attention upon the breath. And know that you are welcome to remain just witnessing and experiencing how the breath moves in and out of the body. But if all is well, applying a full yogic breathing, so utilizing the full capacity of the lungs, the upper, middle, and lower lobes as best you can, but no pressure or force. That even inhale and exhale, breathing in 2, breathing out 2, breathing in 2, breathing out 2, breathing 3, 2, 3, breathing out 2, 3, breathing in 2, 3, breathing out 2, 3, breathing in 2, 3, breathing out 2, 3, breathing 4, 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4, breathing out 2, 3, 4, breathing 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release the effort upon the breath. Just return to that witness state of consciousness for a moment. Observe what's the response after just over 2.5 minutes of conscious breathing. What's the response? Body and mind. And if you're in a seated position, please do remain as you are. If you've chosen any other variation, please begin to stir. Take a moment to make your way to your side, mindful of any dizziness. And lightly come to a seated position. Namaste mudra. If it's comfortable for you, palms to press in front of the chest as you take a moment to set an intention, a sankalpa or dedication for your practice. Release your hands, chin to your chest, and a few gentle blinks, opening of your eyes. Namaste. Softly release the hands. We'll endeavour to maintain and be in a cross-legged position if that's achievable for you. If that's uncomfortable, you can take your legs out as necessary. Don't fight. You can even have hand support behind and leaning back a little as required. If it feels good, your hands can rest closer towards your thighs or your knees. Or if it feels steady, we'll just begin to rotate through the whole of the torso. Make smaller rotations. If you have any stiffness and rigidity, particularly to the waist and the hip, mindfully you're not moving into points of pain or pinching or discomfort. Make the rotation as small as required. Little practice there to increase the diameter of the circle you're creating. And just allow your breath to flow. Lips are together and the breath's flowing steadily in out through the nose. Beautiful. Completing your current rotation in this direction and change direction. The shoulders are relaxed. The bum remains firmly grounded as you move. Hold the torso moving from the waist up is working together as best you can. Beautiful. And back to center, back to a central position as best you can. If comfortable, take your right hand right side and behind and have the left hand resting over your right thigh. As you inhale, sit as tall as you can. Exhale, light twist through the torso, comfortable for the neck to gaze follow. Your next inhale, return through the center. As you exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And be there for a moment if comfortable. But note the body's response. Just a gentle twist through the waist. Spine is lifted. No pressure in the neck if you're gazing to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left, little twist to your left. If comfortable, the gaze is also following. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back to center. Now you can come front in whichever way is best for you. If it's accessible, you're just playing around, raise the knees. Slide the heels further underneath. Take the hands front. Raise tall on the hands and the knees, unravel the legs, then bring the knees and the feet together. The first option is to sit tall back and the heels to toes untucked. However, you can have the toes tucked as necessary or be tall in your knees. A seated position is also welcome, so you can choose which is best for you. Any variation of seated position rather. Hands can be on the hips. Feels good, take the hands behind, go for opposite wrist, forearm or elbow. A full rotation through the neck is the intention. Any challenge in the neck, please make smaller rotation. So drop the chin towards the throat. Allow your breath to flow with the chin down. Softly glide your chin across the right collarbone, working towards the shoulder. And this is good without lifting your chest, just head and neck. Lift the chin to a degree that's comfortable for you without pain. Once you've arrived there, begin to make a circle on the ceiling around to your left. Dropping the chin down past the left shoulder to collarbone to base of throat. Continue to your right, past the collarbone, shoulder, lift the chin to your comfortable degree without lifting the chest. Drawing a circle on the ceiling, around to your left, down past the left shoulder, collarbone, base of throat. Changing direction to your left, past the left collarbone, shoulder, lifting the chin. Please be mindful that each side and direction can be different. Not fighting for equal depth. Your breath is flowing. Down past the right shoulder, collarbone, throat. Continue to the left, past the collarbone. Work the shoulder, lift the chin, draw the circle. Rotate down through your right, past the shoulder, collarbone, throat. Once you've arrived at the throat, lift your head, gaze straight ahead. Ramp your face, your chin straight back, your double chin, or even a triple chin. Really ramp it back. And glide your face front into your phone. Double chin in. Face front. And a mild double chin. If it's comfortable for you, keep your right arm where it is, mindful of the right shoulder, particularly the front of the shoulder. Release your left hand, however, and place it on the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, you're sitting as tall as you can. Exhale as a mild twist through the waist as you turn your torso lightly to your right and the gaze follows. Maintain it there for a moment if comfortable, or keep breathing. If you are sitting back on the heels and you note that you're leaning front, this is a suggestion. Perhaps we've been here a moment too long and it's too challenging to this degree. Perhaps changing variations, tall on the knees or seated. Your next inhale back to center, return the left arm behind as best you can to any degree. The right arm seeks the left thigh. Inhale, sit tall. Your ribs come back and down. Exhale, a little twist to your left. Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back to center with care. Bring both arms back. They can rest on the thighs for a brief moment. Then standing tall on the knees if you're not already there. Knee support where the mat can be doubled over if there's any sensitivity in the knees. Take your knees as wide as your shoulders, if not just a little less, and tuck the toes behind you. All is well here. Take the hands in front. As you inhale, your hands are open. As you exhale, you make little fists. Inhale, hands are open. Exhale, fist. Inhale, hands are open. Tuck the thumb in. Exhale, fist with thumbs tucked. Inhale, open. Exhale, fist with thumb tucked. Inhale, open. Beautiful. Keep the hands open. Untuck the back toes if they're still tucked. As you inhale now, without disturbance through the shoulder, through the rest of the arm, just the wrist. As you inhale, palms to face front. As you exhale, palms to face down and curl the fingers a little. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down, curl the fingers. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down and curl the fingers. Beautiful. Back to center, palms facing down. Release the hands for a brief moment. Now you can remain as you are if you're just playing around with your practice. Perhaps you're smoothly bringing the knees and feet together and sitting back on the heel. Furthermore, perhaps you lean to your right for a brief moment and bring the left leg front, so you're grounding the left foot with the knee pointing towards the ceiling, with the right knee still folded deeply, sitting on the heel. But don't fight to be here. Any other variations welcome. Bend the right elbow, your right shoulder, elbow, wrist in a straight line, the palm faces up, and you make a fist with the right hand. The left hand will grab the right forearm. The intention is that to create and to maintain rather, no moving through the forearm as it's moving through your wrist. Move with your breath, and inhale for a full rotation, and exhale for a full rotation, going for 3 rounds. Once you've completed 3, changing direction, move with your breath. Thinking slower, steadier, more refined movement with 0 disturbance to the forearm. If the forearm turns to any degree, make your rotation smaller. Beautiful. Once you've completed 3 in the opposite direction, release the clasp with the right arm. All is well. Lean lightly to your right. Sweep the left leg underneath, toes point back. You're sitting on the left heel now as you lean to your left. Sweep the right leg around in front, ground the foot, the knee points up. You're sitting back on the left heel. Bring the left elbow close to the body. Shoulder, elbow, wrist in a straight line, palm is up. Make a fist with the left hand and grab the left forearm with the right hand. Move with your breath. 3 full rotations. Moving with the inhale for a full rotation as you rotate just through the wrist. Move with an exhale. Move with an inhale. Then changing directions on the exhale. Move with the inhale. Slower than you think. Moving with the exhale, enough 5. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take your time, complete your 3 rounds in the opposite direction, then release the left hand. Now you can come to standing whichever way is best for you. If comfortable, smoothly push up, ground the right knee, then step the left leg front. Or you can just come tall on your knees in whichever way is necessary, then step the left leg front. The heel to toe of the left foot is grounded, the back toe is tucked. Hand support if you need to, so you can be pushing against the left thigh. But perhaps hands are out to the side or down. Inhale, smoothly push up. Feet pushing in opposite directions. Smoothly come up. Once you're up and there's no rush in doing so, please be mindful if there's any dizziness present. Turning towards the long edge of your mat if that's accessible. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. Draw a line down the centre of your thighs where the centre of your ankles are. The centre of your ankles rather should hit this line and toes pointing ahead. Hands on the hips. The gaze is down if this is steady for your balance. As inhale, raise all toes. Exhale, grounding toes. Inhale, raise all of your toes. On the exhale, just grounding the big toes. Inhale, raise big toes. Exhale, ground big toes. Inhale, raise big toes. On the exhale, second to little toe come to ground now. Big toes remain up. Inhale, re-raising. Exhale, second to little toe to ground. Inhale, re-raising. Next exhale, the big toes are turned to ground, your little toes are turned to ground, your 3 lads in between. Remain elevated. But don't fight, keep breathing. Beautiful, ground all your toes, knees soft. All is well here, please be mindful of the balance, and if there's any challenge in your ankle or your toes, raise the right heel, feel the weight switch into your left foot, focusing on a point in front of you. Step the right foot behind you to a small degree initially. Can you keep your shoulder over your hip? If this is achievable for you, perhaps you increase the depth of the leg, the distance even if the leg goes behind you. Then you flip the toes. So you're now on the top of the foot. Top of the foot stretch across the threshold of the ankle. Breathe and feel. There's no fight to be here. Make sure you're focusing on your point to maintain the balance. Beautiful. Unflip the toes. Bring the right foot back to hip distance apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Bend the left knee now, lift the heel. Just feel the weight switch into your right leg. Be here. Beautiful work. Little practice with just a touch behind you. Further practice, increase the distance, but mindful you're not leaning front away from the leg. Torso remains on the start. Feels good, you flip the toes, top of the foot stretch. Breath flows. Super. With care and focusing your point, untuck the toes, bring the left back to meet the right, then bring your feet together in your version of Tadasana. Big toe together and heel together. Ankles are knocking, little distance between the feet and toes pointing ahead. Little practice, feels good, bring them together. Shift the weight around for a brief moment in all directions, your toes, your heels, one side and the other. Once you arrive at centre, can you share the weight evenly? Hands are by the sides of the body, fingers are a little spread. The gaze is straight ahead, and the chin is back in a mild double chin. Not ramping it all the way back, just slightly back. Share the weight evenly. Being aware of your hips, note that it's not applicable for all of us, but often we can have our hips pushing front. If we drew a line straight down this line, we'd hit from our hip, we'd hit in the middle of our foot. But our hips coming back, so if we drew a line straight down, it would go through our knee and through the ankle. Gaze front, even weight in the feet. Breathe well. Ribs slightly down and back. Hold steady and long in your breath, please. Beautiful. Now you can be as you are. Fall as well. Next inhale, however, take the arms out to the side. Shoulder height, flip the palms. If comfortable, bringing the arms to work to be in line with the ears. If this is challenging, you can be anywhere before it. If it's comfortable, additionally looking to the thumb, but no pressure on neck. Exhale, release. Shoulder height with the palm down. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Shoulder height, flip the palm. Arm in line with the ears, your eventual intention. Lightly gaze the thumb, still even weight in your feet. Exhale, release. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Beautiful. Next exhale, we'll release the arms to shoulder height. If that's challenging to maintain for you, hands on the hips. Once you're at shoulder height, flip the palms to face down. Focusing on a point in front of you, you think your hips maintain back. Your ribs are back and down, bend the right knee, feel your weight switch to the left foot. You can be as you are, already you're balancing. Little practice, raise the right foot a little above the mat. If you find it very challenging to balance and you're close to a wall, you can likely float your fingers off the wall by facing the wall directly in front of you, or if you're comfortable, you can just be to the side of you. Keep breathing, a long and steady breath. The breath makes you light and more engaged from below the navel. Beautiful. Next exhale, release your right foot to meet the left. As you inhale, flip your palms to face the ceiling. In line with the ear, if you can, light gaze up, but don't fight for it, just play. Next exhale, release your arms to shoulder height, flip the palms down or hands to the hip. Focusing on a point in front of you, bend the left knee now, feel the weight switch to the right foot. Inhale, raise the left foot. Little degree. Further practice raising it high. Even weight now is being shared or intending to be shared throughout the entire right foot. Beautiful. One more steady breath. Super. Now you can ground the left foot as necessary, but if comfortable, as you inhale, step the left foot out to the left side. And as you exhale, release the arms. Oh, the arms and shoulders. So your feet are now shoulder distance or wider. If you're not there, edge them to be that distance as best you can. Toes ahead, heels are in line. The hands will rest on the thighs, and the intention is to maintain the hands here. Gaze is front. Chin in a mild double chin. Moving through the shoulder blade will be perceived as movement through the shoulder itself. Keep the hands on the thighs and try to prevent bending at elbow. As you inhale, retract your shoulders back. Elevate your shoulders up. As you exhale, shoulders front and then down. Inhale, shoulders back and up. Exhale, front and down. Pause there for a moment. Inhale and re-raise up from that point. Exhale, take the time, retract back and down. Inhale, shoulder front and up. Exhale, back and down. Shoulders free. You can be at the distance you're at between your feet. If it's accessible, go for a 3.5 to 4 foot at Uttita Hastasana, a quite generous distance. Still noting the initial alignment markers of the heels in line and feet parallel, so toes pointing straight ahead. Raise the arms straight out in front of the shoulder level, then drop your arms down halfway so they're pointing at a 45-degree angle down. Moving from the shoulder now will be perceived as moving from the bicep, so not just your palms flipping over. Allow your breath to flow, and extra challenge, the biceps will turn in opposite direction. Your chin is still in a mild double chin, so you're creating that tremendous length in the back of the neck. Now you can remain here, and if you have any stickiness in your shoulders, if you proceed to the next point and is pinching, please return to this point. But if all is well, you're out to the side, still a 45-degree down. Moving through the shoulder by turning the bicep. Chin in a mild double chin, neck is long. Beautiful. All is progressing well. You work towards shoulder height. Keep breathing, breath is steady, neck is long, biceps turning in opposite direction. Try not to sway through the torso, just the shoulder. Beautiful. Back to center, palms to face down. If this is challenging for your shoulders, please work from a point of hands on the thighs. Feels good, however, as you inhale, flip your right palm to face the ceiling. Bring the arm in line with the ear. Your ribs are back and down. As you exhale, keep this 90 degree between the arms as you fold to your left from the waist. Keep the gaze front and the head at mid-level. Your next inhale, raising back up. As you exhale, release the right to shoulder height. Inhale the left, flip the palm, arm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold to your right. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale, release. Shoulder height, flip the palm down. Inhale the left. Exhale, fold. Be there for a moment, just 2 steady breaths. Working towards 12 seconds, but no fight. Inhale, smoothly back. Exhale, release the right. Flip the palm down. Inhale the left. For your comfortable degree, exhale, fold to your right now. Maintain it there, you're folding from the waist. Your hips are working in a straight line across. The chest works in a straight line across. Beautiful. Inhale, smoothly back. Exhale, release the left, let the palm down and release the arms entirely. Oh, shoulders free. Edge or step your feet back together, whichever degree is best for you. Then turn towards the front edge of your mat. So you're going to come about a foot's distance or maybe a little more from the front edge of your mat. Feet are shoulder distance or a little wider apart. The elbows are hugging close to the body and the hands will be resting on front of the thighs. As you inhale, bend at your elbows as much as you can. At the top, flip the palms to face you. On the exhale, releasing down. Chin in a mild double chin. Inhale, bending at the elbow to the degree that's best for you. Flip the palms to face out. Exhale, releasing down. Beautiful. From here, the hands will remain on the thighs initially, and we'll progress to raising the arms as we progress into a back bend. Any challenge in the back of the body, mindful of the degree you come into the back bend, and likewise folding front. Keep it bending the knees throughout. Hands begin on the thighs. Feet are shoulder distance or wider as you put a good bend in the knee. As you bend your knees, can your knees bend in the direction of your toes? As you inhale, raise your arms. Any degree is welcomed. If you can, in line with the ears. Once you've reached this point, tuck the pelvis under and a slight back bend. As you exhale, push the bum back a little so you work front from the front of the hip. Still a bend in the knee. Choose an appropriate depth for you. Swing the arms back and release the head if there's no presence of dizziness. Inhale, a good bend in the knee. Push through the feet, arm in line with the ear, tuck the pelvis, gentle back bend. Exhale, working front. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Exhale, working front. Inhale, raise it. No pressure on the neck. Exhale, working front. Inhale, raise it. On the exhale, we'll really slow it down as you come front. Really hinge from the hip, just lengthen your spine. One last gentle forward fold. And on the inhale, just softly release the arms if that is comfortable for you. Release the head. Begin a forward fold for a moment. Point of note, if you have bent your knees, are your knees tracking towards your toes, pinning down your toes and weight in your hands? Can you lean back to your knees over the ankle? Feel the weight supported by the feet. Heel to toe evenly. If the arms on the mat, they can be here, up off the mat. It's beautiful work too, don't fight. Arms and head heavy. Then sway side to side, fairly comfortable. Knees over the ankle, head and arms are released. Super. Bending the knees as necessary to get the tips of the fingers or maybe your palms in front of your feet. Notice variations. The first option is keeping the feet on this lining and walking the feet a good distance towards the back of the mat into Adho Mukha Svanasana and the downward dog. Torso works back towards your thighs. The crown of the head points in between the hands. Really spread the fingers. If necessary, bending the knees. If required, the resting warrior with the knees grounded is also welcomed. If you're mindfully applying a wrap, just a few steady breaths. Breathe really well. Beautiful. Next exhale, ground your knees. I'll encourage you to ground your knees underneath your hips. You're not just bringing them straight down, they'll come down in a little front. Knees underneath the hips, and perhaps you need to readjust your arms additionally, so your shoulders over wrist, fingers spread. Then take your knees wider from that point. So you're thinking your wrists, your knees, and your toes in a straight line. Toes are pointed, and try and ground the fronts of the ankle is your intention. All is well here with the fingers well spread. Begin to rotate through the hip. Smoothly rotate through the hip. Making circles through the hip as best you can. In one direction. And then the other direction. Beautiful, back to center. This is good. Keep the hands where they are. Toes still in line with the knees. As you exhale, bend the knee. The intention is sitting back in a heel, but you can move forward, and if necessary, toes can come together. A little practice apart. Your next inhale, keep the arms nice and straight. Elevate back up, shoulder over wrist. As you exhale, push back. As you inhale, elevate up. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, elevating back up. Now please note you can take rest at any moment to fall as well. Preparing for a few gentle rounds of tiger breathing, the movement through the spine. Before progressing through the movements, bring your attention through your arms. The intention is to externally rotate through the arms. So in this instance, to externally rotate, we would have the elbow pits pointing front, the point of the elbows pointing back. But there's no disturbance in your hands to achieve this. Often our elbows point out as we are habitually in a computer or a desk or driving stance through the arms. As best you can, turning to the bicep, trying to point the elbow pit front and the point of the elbows back on both sides. And endeavour to maintain this as we work through your tiger breathing. Movement with the breath. Keep the shoulders where they are in relation to the wrists, trying to avoid swaying back. As you inhale, arch through the lower, the middle, upper back, slightly lift the head. Exhale around the lower, middle, upper, release the head and round the spine. Inhale, arch, lower, middle, upper, slightly lift the head. Exhale around. Inhale, arch. Exhale around. Beautiful. Next inhale back to an easy spine gaze softly front. And mild arch is the intention through the lower back. But be mindful of the ribs. Are you dropping the ribs down? Really excessively dropping through the midsection of the torso. As best you can, keep the ribs slightly drawn up. This will help to stabilize through the rib cage and not allow all the weight come into your hands. A little movement through the neck and the shoulders. The shoulders stretch. Mindful of any tenderness in this area. As you inhale, if it's successful, raise the right arm up to any degree. Perhaps you look at the hand. As you exhale, thread the right underneath the left. For a brief moment, bring the right wrist behind the left wrist and ground the elbow. If this is steady, keep the ribs drawn up and back as you softly slide through to any degree that's comfortable for you. The eventual intention is right shoulder to fingertips grounding and the right side of the head lightly resting. If the head does come to ground, there's zero tension on the side of the neck. If you're allowing your ribs to drop down, you'll get a lot of pressure on the neck. A lot of weight comes in the upper body. Draw the rib back. Breathe. Beautiful. Next inhale, smoothly back round the hand immediately or extend it up. As you exhale, grounding the right. Inhale the left, each side can be different, so please mindfully apply. As you exhale, thread it through, left wrist behind the right, elbow grounded, be here, ribs drawn back. If this is accessible, continue through. Any degree is welcomed. Left side of the head perhaps comes toward the ground, but no pressure on the neck. Keep breathing. A light pressure of the right hand into the mat and the ribs slightly drawn back. Beautiful. Next inhale, smoothly back round the hand immediately or send it up. As you exhale, ground. Alright. Fingers well spread. Arms are externally rotated. So you're thinking that the elbow pits are pointing front to the best of your ability without disturbing the initial position of the hands. The ribs are slightly drawn up. The face is drawn away from the ground. As you exhale without disturbing much, allow your chest to drop down between the shoulders. Feel how shoulder blades work towards each other, but you're not actively squeezing. As you inhale, really push away the ground. Feel the space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, how slow and steady can you work? You're not dropping the ribs, you're not dropping the neck. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Beautiful. If it's accessible, knees and feet together. Sit back in the heel, ground the elbow, palms together, cradle the face around the chin with the face slightly front, or the face can be pointing downward, and cradle around the temple and the ear. If necessary, you can adopt any variation, resting variation that's comfortable for you. Don't fight. Beautiful. Release the head. If you're in the cradle position, release the hand. Softly bringing the hands back towards you. Sitting tall back in the heels for a brief moment. Then take the hands front. Just creating space to raise the hip up so you can tuck the toes. Then re-sitting back in the knees. So please note you can work from this point. If this is good, your hands walk back towards you. You push away the ground, you allow and encourage your knees to raise. Feet together, big toes and heels. Being here for a brief moment, you can allow your knees go a little wider if comfortable. Stretching the arms front is a little counterbalance, but as you stretch the arms front, it's not your neck stretching front. Chin is in a mild double chin. Playing around with bringing the heels to the ground. If it's challenging to be here, please note the bum can be grounded, the feet can be together, and work with drawing your chest through. Choosing which is appropriate for you. Beautiful. Now, feels good, just a little play around. The intention is a hop front. It could be a tiny hop, it could be a big hop, or it could be a scooch front. So whichever way is best for you, take the time to edge towards the front of your mat. Once you arrive at the front of your mat, if you know that the bum isn't too far off the ground, perhaps you play around with releasing back. If it is, a little high, ground the knees and come onto your back, whichever way is necessary. Little practice, gaze front, inhale, smoothly back onto the bum, then rolling back. But keep the chin towards the chest, a light rolling side to side once you've arrived. Light rolling side to side. Beautiful. Come to rest with the rolling. Release the legs, ground the feet and slide the feet out towards the front edge of your mat or towards the short edge of your mat. Hands over the sides of the body, chin in a mild double chin to the best of your ability, and the ribs are backing down, feeling that there's a connection between middle back and ground. Lower back, mild arch perhaps. As you exhale, from a position of feet together, bend the right knee, bring the thigh in towards the chest, grab behind the thigh or in front of the knee. From a mild double chin, raise the head and bring the nose towards the knee. But don't fight, head can remain grounded. Inhale, ground the head and the shoulders. And then release the leg. Exhale the left. Inhale, release. Exhale the right. Inhale, release. Exhale left. Inhale, release. Exhale right. Feels good. Be there for a moment. There's no pressure in the neck. Recognize you're not leading with the chin. Creating the space in the front of the throat, but creating the compression in the back of the neck. Your chin is in a mild double chin. The whole of the head, you're smoothly coming up through each vertebrae of the upper back and the neck, working nose to knee. Beautiful. Keep the thigh close. If you've raised the head as you inhale, ground the head. Left hand grabs the outside of the right thigh. Your right arm comes straight up from shoulder height with the palm down, arm is straight, or cactus arm, palm up, if space is limited. As you exhale, draw the right leg over towards the left side of the body, but only to the degree that you can maintain the back of the right shoulder grounding. If comfortable, the neck and your gaze is turned to your right. Breathe a long, steady breath. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back to center. Extending your right leg back to meet the left. Exhale, bend the left knee. Grab the leg where it's comfortable for you. If it's very good for the neck, smoothly raise. You're raising through a mild double chin. Engaging through the below the navel. Beautiful. Keep the thigh close as you inhale, ground the head and the shoulders. Left arm to the left side, your right hand's grabbing the outside edge of the left thigh if accessible. As you exhale, smoothly draw the left leg over towards the right side of the body. The gaze and the neck turns to the left if that's comfortable. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, bring the right in to meet the left. Grab both legs, feels good for the neck. Roll the spine nice tight, ball tight as you can. As you inhale, ground your head, ground your shoulders, ground your legs, and release and rest. At the end of your practice. A few short minutes of Shavasana. Eyes closed, mouth closed, adjusting the body into a position that you can feel that the body is held, the body is comfortable. As you come to the end of your practice, you're working with the intention of absorbing any changes brought about by your practice. And note as you come to the end of your practice, there's nothing more required of you. There's nowhere you need to be right now, nothing you need to do. And within this beautiful freedom, just softly set your attention free to move through the land of the deeply resting physical body. And to note these changes, or any response experienced as vibration, pulsing, whatever arises at the toes, ankle, knee, thigh, whole of pelvic region, buttock muscles, spine, shoulder blades, back of the neck, belly, ribs, chest, fingers, elbows, shoulders and the collarbone, front of neck, jaw, tongue, nose, eyes, ears, forehead, crown of the head, whole body. Be with the whole body. The whole body is still. Whole body is rested. The whole of the body is held. From this position of deep rest, stillness, holding, begin to softly extend your body to the toes, the fingers and the neck. Or small movements through the neck, the fingers and the toes begin to wave the body up. Feet come back together. Extending the right arm up and over, the left hand to belly and folding the left knee. With care, rolling to your right, and once you feel steady, push up. Any seated variation, eyes closed. Coming to the end of your practice, you take a moment to note to check in any difference to the start of your practice. Drawing your palms together, rubbing your palms, create a little heat, create a little warmth. Place the hands over the eyes. And extend a massage throughout the face. Taking the hands a small distance away from the eyes. And blink the eyes, gaze into the palms. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you do practice. I hope the rest of your day goes well. Many of our classes are now transitioning to outdoor classes and some indoor classes in the coming weeks. I look forward to connecting with you, whether it's online or hopefully in person soon. Thanks so much.